Hi and welcome back to Larand Gaming, and if you are new to the channel, welcome. I am Larand, and yes, this video is a special one, so thanks everyone for making it possible for me to reach 10,000 subscribers. Yes, an epic achievement for me, and this surely would not have been possible without your great support. So, well, in this episode I will for the first time talk a little bit more about myself and not any specific games, even though sure, we are gonna be here in Fishing Simulator. But if you are interested in knowing a little bit more about me, stick around because there will be a lot of talking. I'm sorry for that already in advance. First of all, I would just like to say that there is a new shirt that I started to sell and also use, and that's because I have passed 10,000 subscribers, so the previous one is no longer obtainable. However, you can get the new one. It has the same low price of 5 Robux. It carries minimal changes because I want to still have the same appearance, because that's what most players are used to. So I have removed the hammerhead shark here on the sleeve, and there was also a gem down here that has been removed. The X is the Roman number for 10, so that is basically just because I reached 10k subscribers, so I choose the number 10 here on the sleeve. I think it looks really good actually, so very happy with that. But there is also a signed version of this very same shirt. It's gonna be way more expensive, so this simple version is still 5 Robux. I can't make it for free because Roblox won't let me, which is sad, but so that one is gonna be at 5 Robux, so as many as possible can buy it if they want to. But then there is also this signed version of this very same shirt. It's gonna be way more expensive. It's actually for sale right now. It costs 490 Robux. And what makes it special is that I personally signed it with a pen on my computer. And as you can see right here on this picture. So there's basically no half fabrication with a mouse trying to make it look real like a signature. I've actually used a pen to do this and imported it directly into a shirt. And it looks like this. As you can see, the signature on the shirt. It was very critical to get the position of the signature correct, because if you put it too low and you turn the body, it will slice the signature, so that won't really make it look good. If you put it too far out on the sides, it will start to stretch in a very strange way, so then it looks just weird. I tried to put it high and that really didn't work at all, so I think this position felt really good, overlapping a little bit on my logo, which was just perfect. The purpose when you have a price like this of 490 Robux, well, first of all, Roblox takes 30% of that earning, so those are Robux that I will never see sadly anyway. The Robux that will be received will go into future videos, but also future events, which is kind of cool. So there's a lot of things being planned together with this. But enough about the shirt. So first of all, Larand. Yes, Larand is a nickname. It's an online internet nickname. It's not my real name, but I use it also actually in real life because I used it for so many years. But really, my real name is Anders. Yes, Anders. So then you might wonder, why do you tell me this? Why do I need to know this? Well, it's actually pretty simple. The thing is that I plan to make live streams soon on my Discord server, but also later it's gonna be on YouTube. And when I do those happenings, sometimes some in real life friend might participate in voice chat, and there is also a probability that they could accidentally say my name. So what I want to do, say my name in advance, so if that mistake happens, it's a way to basically avoid any confusions. So now you know, the name is Anders. But really, keep in mind that I won't listen or reply to that name when I am online, since I'm Larand and I'm only Larand when I'm playing or chatting. Gaming life and private life is totally different things, and it important for me to keep them separated. So a little bit about my background. So I am a former professional PC gamer. So I've been participating in esports events, playing in both Quake and Battlefield championships in Scandinavia. I do, however, don't see myself as professional player anymore, since I don't dedicate enough time to become and stay as a professional player, so that is not really in the scope for me anymore. I rather see myself as a veteran in gaming, actually, with a huge gaming background basically. And that covers most gaming genres as well. Simulators, action games, adventure, puzzle, survivor, horror games, first-person shooters, platform games like Super Mario, and much more. But really, when I combine this trunk of experience into what I play and do today, I love to share my thoughts and reflections on how I see and experience things, and really want to show how I think and solve different challenges in game, just like I did when showing how I hunt piranhas here in Fishing Simulator. It was in a very unique and special kind of way, and it was also, of course, very challenging because, well, it does require practice to be able to do it. But if you haven't seen that video, I can recommend you to do that if you're interested. It's in my video library. But yeah, this channel is dedicated to Roblox games only, even though I play many other games. But sure, maybe one day there might be sub-channels with other games, but that really depends on how much time I can dedicate on making content, because one of my biggest challenges is to use some of my game time and spend it on making content instead. But since I see myself as a gamer, it's not always easy to do that because I love playing games. And not only on Roblox, because I play on so many other platforms also, such as Steam or Blizzard games on PC. I also play VR games. I have PlayStation and Xbox systems, and a Nintendo, and most retro systems also. So there's a huge pile of games that I keep playing, and that takes time, of course, but it's a little bit about making your own priorities. So if channel starts to grow even more, then of course I will dedicate even more time to make even more content, because well, here I am and I really have a great time doing this kind of content. So as long as it's fun, that's all that matters to me, and that will just keep me going. And also, you might have seen my outro. It says that I've been gaming since 1987. This is both true and false, since I was way too young back then to actually play anything decent. Even though I had PC access at home with my parents back then, the year was actually, it was added to the end of my videos just to make many viewers realize and think for a bit that if there was any doubts about my age, it should be pretty clear that I am an adult. And yeah, speaking of my age, by the way, this is always an interesting topic to some players. I know that for a fact, because they keep asking me, how old are you? So yes, I'm 40 plus. So basically I have had the privilege to enjoy the most part of the gaming evolution from very early days all the way to where we are today, which is kind of fantastic actually. I'm really happy to be a part of that journey, because that has been crazy to see where we are today. I know some thinks that just because you have turned 30 plus you can't play games anymore, and some even say that adults should stay away from YouTube in general. But games, really, they are for everyone, regardless if it's in front of a monitor or if it's something like a board game or something else. You can play games as long as you want, regardless your age, really. What matters to me is that you should have fun and won't affect private life in a negative way. Otherwise, take a break and do something else. And then we have those who asks me, why do you play a kids game? Well, I came to Roblox during the beginning of the corona pandemic, when the most countries had lockdowns back in April 2020. I wanted to try something else for a while, like I do all the time with all kinds of games, regardless age recommendations. And Roblox was growing fast at the time, and so I had to really check it out, because I knew nothing about it. I don't see really Roblox or any game as a kids game. It's all how you want it to be. And depending on what game you decide to play inside Roblox, well, some of them could of course be for a younger audience, would make sense, and some other titles in Roblox, they are definitely not kids games. So in general, you can have a great time or a bad time in any game. It all comes down to your own mindset. If you want to have fun in a game, and you have the right mindset, you can have fun in more or less any game basically. But if you have that negative attitude, you can really have a boring time in any game that you play. It doesn't really matter if it's a well-made game or if it's just something that is rushed. It's all in your own mindset and what you also want to achieve when playing. But back during the early stages of the pandemic, I started and I created my Roblox avatar on my Xbox in the living room, but I really hated the look of the avatar. So I only played the game Tiny Tanks at first, since then I didn't have to look at that ugly avatar when playing, because then I was playing a small tank instead, so that was a way for me to get around that little issue that I had. But also just before I came to Roblox, I was playing a lot of GTA 5, and that's also where parts from my outfit comes from actually. With that blue bucket hat, so I had to find something similar when I came to Roblox. It was also during that time I started to play Fishing Simulator very casually, but since Xbox didn't have a shot, it was a bit boring to be honest. And I got to around level 120 in Fishing Simulator when I felt like I was sort of done with the game and there was not much more to do. But then there was a Game Pass sale discount, and I decided to get the most needed game passes to make life a little bit more easy when I was fishing. And then I continued and I got my own lamb boat for the first time. And hunting was way more fun when I got the lamb boat, and it was also easier to do movie wood. And together with that, when I was fishing a lot and hunting a lot, I started to see several high-level players that was fishing every single day. And that made it also way more fun to play and to have someone to chat with. But yeah, then when I was starting to play some more again, I started to look at fishing simulator videos on Roblox in general. And let's say I became very upset when there was so many videos that was pure clickbaits and thumbnails that, well, they were just lying. And well, instead of whining about it, I said to myself, do it yourself if you think it's so easy. So well, I had to give it a try, and so I did. And what can I say, it was not easy to make a good video that would get any kind of attention. So I needed a plan when making a YouTube channel new from scratch. When I started this channel, I had a goal to do my best to help players that needed my help. Every day when I was in Fishing Simulator, I was showing the lava obby over and over again to new players, because they needed the help. It was very difficult to some of them. Then I started to feel that it would be much easier for me to just make a video showing it instead. And that's really how it all started with this channel. And I did my videos step by step following a guide over at a different YouTube channel. It was over at DV Talks, which is, by the way, an amazing Roblox content creator. So go check out DV Plays. He is great. I still fully support DV with all his work and what he has done with his community. Much inspiration and ideas comes from him when I started everything. As for myself, I set a goal to learn a new editing function for each episode to try to improve the video quality over time. And while I was doing that, I also added one day voice to my video, as it felt needed to reach the audience a bit better. I hated to hear my own voice in a video. I really think that's just the way it is when you hear your own voice. I think it's pretty common actually. But I am starting to get used to it, even though I still have some difficulties with it. But it's also to my understanding that the sound of my voice was very much appreciated, and many did like it a lot. So knowing that, it felt much easier to deal with it. But learning to edit more and more for each episode made me want to try to make things even more complicated. So as of this video, the Dolphin Chariot video is still my most complex video introduction that I have ever made, and it has actually over 50 different tracks that is put together just to make the intro part. So go and check it out if you haven't seen it already. And something else that is also important to mention here is that I run this as a pure hobby with zero profit. I have no monetization on this channel whatsoever. I will probably have it in the future because I've seen that YouTube adds commercials into my videos regardless, and if I grab control of my own content, then I can actually remove some of those ads, so I will most likely do that in the future. But since this is a hobby, the flow of videos can be a little bit uneven during the weeks, because it all depends if there is some update, but also if I have some spare time over to make a new video, because I don't always have that. And then we of course have the Q&A. Can I be in a video? Yes, you can. I have a community segment in my Wandering Merchant videos on Fridays. So basically all you have to do is to join the same server as me when he spawns. And if it's not full, you can participate and you will be recorded and you will be in that video. Another very commonly asked question is, can I be friend with you on Roblox? And sadly I don't add players right now at random. I did that earlier in the past, but not anymore. So I can only recommend that you follow my profile and then we can still play together. The SWE in my name, Larand, it stands for Sweden. So I run this from Sweden, and as many can hear on my voice, I am from Sweden. I talk normally Swedish. And then we have the question about live streams. Will that happen? Yes, in the future I plan for it. It's gonna be first on Discord, and then I will eventually move over to YouTube as well. And will you do events? Yes, there will be an increased number of events now in the future. And then we have those that wants me to help farm gems and money in Fishing Simulator. Well, it's really hard to fish and hunt for someone else, and I can't really grab gems to give them to someone else. That doesn't really work that way, but it's still possible that we can fish together, absolutely no problem. But I have also received account information with usernames and passwords and all that. But really, keep your account safe. Don't share your valuable information. Never share a password with anyone. I never thought I would have to say it, but I have to, because I have received several times account informations from players that wants to have help, but please don't. And then we have another question about autoclicker. So autoclickers in Fishing Simulator is forbidden. You will get a permanent ban from the game if you are using it. And of course, when you see someone with a very high level, you have played the game for a very short period of time, they jump into some conclusions, you are using an autoclicker. I can tell you right away, I don't use autoclickers in Fishing Simulator, and it's very easy to follow my leveling progress. Just watch some of my older videos and you will understand that it is a lot of work behind all these levels. And then of course we have the question, how can I play together with you? Well, you need to follow my Roblox profile, Larand Sve. If you do that, it will enable a join button on my profile page. And sometimes if you follow my profile and you still can't join, that's because sometimes I turn off the join function, just like now when I record this. And another classic one, can I get a screenshot? Of course you can. Screenshots are free. And as you grow as a channel, you get more and more questions about other things as well. And one of those is, can you do a face reveal? Well, this is a photo of me from a while back, and that's at least how I look from the back. I do think I can actually promise you one thing. I can do a face reveal. Let's say if, what can we say? I know for a fact that if I'm gonna achieve this, I'm gonna have to do a face reveal. So let's say if I become a Roblox star creator one day, which I doubt I will, but I know that others think that it's gonna be no problem. But if I become a star creator, I will do a video with a face reveal. I can promise that, okay? Another thing that is very important, as I grow, the name become more and more recognized, and I will never ask anything from anyone in any games. I will never ask for items. I don't want things for free. If you see someone dressed like me, make sure it's the real me and not a scammer. It's very common that others take advantages of names that are growing, and not everyone knows the real username. Larand Sve is my real username, and that's how it's gonna be. Keep that in mind. Don't get scammed. Alright. So there you have it. That's a very short version of me, even though it took some time. This is all questions that has been piling up over a long period of time. But I can see a great future for this channel with many new things, and it's gonna be so exciting to see where we are heading. So, well, in any case, that was all I had for you today. If you do have any questions and comments about this, please put them below. Like this video if you would like to see more content from me. So please subscribe, and yes, have a nice day. Bye everyone.